Yeah, good evening, guys, and welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And of course, it's your daily show, the World Cup Roundup, where we round up today's games and any news as well from the World Cup and any domestic league news as well. So, guys, go straight into this video. If you like what you see, then please hit the like button as it makes the channel more visible in the search. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as it helps the channel grow and it's free to do. Finally, hit the bell button. That will notify you when I'm live or put a pre-recorded video on and any upcoming shows. Thank you very much. Yeah, so guys, thank you very much for that. Do hit the like, so it really does send us up the search settings and people can find the channel more easily as well. And I'm had some new subscribers on board, so I'm now currently up to 160, so I'm only 40 away from that magical 200 mark now. So great achievement, absolutely brilliant, and thank you to everybody so far who's subscribed. I'll go into some comments before we get into the actual show. Ches says hi all. Hi Tony. Hi Ches, hope you're well. Paul's saying hi to Ches as well. Paul says I'll begin sharing in 5 minutes, which to see how many are in the chat, Tony. Lovely, Paul. Thank you very much, mate. No worries at all. Went to see my brothers giving me access to 8K for filming content, Tony. Second and third channels all about Newcastle United and Newcastle upon Tyne as well, all of them in 8K. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. That, I mean, it's fantastic 8K. I've got it on my phone, but the only problem is if you haven't got somebody else who's got an 8K phone, you can't send videos to them, and it's a bit frustrating. So you've got to do it all in HD. Leslie says, evening all. Evening to you, hope you're well. Mason says, congratulations on 160 subs, Tony. Yeah, thanks very much, Mason. It's going really well. It's going well quite quick now. Hey, Les, what hope you're well, says Ches. Hey to Mason. Rory says, evening everyone, another great day of World Cup football. Yeah, we're going to get into that in just a moment. Everybody's talking to everybody else. And got Matt from Australia. Evening, Tony and Chitters. Evening, Matt. Hope you're well, mate. Thank you for joining in. And Ian. Evening, Tony. Staples, Chairs, and everybody else in the chat. Yeah. Evening to you, Ian. Hope you're well, mate. Paul says, very correct. They must be available to view in 8K. Yeah. Yeah, because I didn't realise that first. And then I was thinking, why is these videos not sending? I realised because I haven't got 8K. So, guys, today we've had 2 games again from the second round of the World Cup. And first up was Japan versus Croatia at 3 p.m. And you would think Japan, yeah, they played really well. They've done well to get where they are in the tournament, to get out the group. As group winners again in that group of Spain as well. To be out there as group winners, absolutely fantastic achievement from Japan as well, by the way. So 2 minutes before half time, Japan scored through Maeda on 43 minutes, assisted by Yoshida, who used to play for Southampton. So it was 1-0 Japan at half time. Then we got the second half underway. 10 minutes into the second half, and Tottenham player Ivan Perisic scored the equaliser for Croatia. And if you remember, he scored against us 4 years ago in the World Cup semi-final as well. And that was again, I think, the equaliser as well, if I remember rightly. And he was assisted by Lovren, the ex-Liverpool defender and Southampton defender as well. So Croatia were drawn 1-1. That got to full time, went extra time, still 1-1, and had to be separated on the dreaded penalty shootout, in which was the goalkeeper Dominik Livakovic for Croatia was the hero. He saved He saved 3 penalties as Croatia got past Japan with a 3-1 penalty win shootout. So Croatia then went through to the quarterfinals, and Japan sadly go home tomorrow. But they can hold their heads held high. Japan have played really well in this tournament. They did well, and just unfortunate went to penalties. And I'll give you the stats for that game as well. Stats in that game: 58% possession to Croatia to 42% Japan. Croatia had 17 shots, Japan had 13. 4 each on target. 5 corners to Croatia, 8 to Japan, and 16 fouls Croatia, 13 fouls Japan. So quite an evenly looked match, and it's horrible when it goes to penalties because somebody has to suffer that fate, unfortunately, but that's the way it is, and that's the rules. So I mean, Croatia back into another quarter final in the World Cup. Will they go all the way to the final again? Who knows? But we shall see. So the second game tonight was 7 p.m. kickoff. That was Brazil versus South Korea. South Korea got through that group on goal difference over Uruguay. Caught about the last 25 minutes of it when I got back. By then, Brazil were well on top in that game. Brazil took the lead in the 7th minute when Vini Jr. scored. Then 13 minutes, 6 minutes later, Neymar got a penalty and scored. Richarlison then scored in the 29th minute, and Lucas Paqueta scored on 36 minutes to make it 4-0 at half-time for Brazil. So when I put that on, I thought, wow, Brazil are really close in this game. I can see this being a huge score. But South Korea dug in that second half, and on 76 minutes, Paik Sung-ho scored a cracking goal from outside the box. Absolutely brilliant goal it was. Took a slight deflection, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It was a good goal regardless, and reduced the deficit by 3 goals. And South Korea did have chances to score maybe 1 or 2 more in that game, but fortunately they didn't get it. So it was Brazil who marched on to the quarterfinals to face Croatia. So you'd think Brazil would have too much for Croatia, but who knows? We shall see when this match comes up on Friday, I believe. So the stats for this game: 53% possession Brazil and 47% South Korea. 18 shots on goal from Brazil to 8 from Korea. 9 on target from Brazil, scored a 4. 6 from Korea, scored a 1. 5 corners Brazil, 4 corners Korea. 8 fouls by Brazil and 13 by Korea. So possession was pretty close in that game, but Brazil's class just shone, didn't it? And maybe South Korea were just tired. Maybe they were overawed still by the occasion, by the fact that they got out of the group and got into the second round. And maybe it just took them all by surprise. But you know what? This is what the World Cup's all about, and that's probably been success for them because South Korea probably thought they'd be lucky to get out of that group, especially with Uruguay in there. So, same as Senegal, they had their day, and we beat them last night. So I'm going to go into some comments here as well. So, Paul says, are you on LinkedIn? LinkedIn, I don't think I am, Paul. No, I'll have to have a look, mate, but I don't think I am. I'll check after the show, but I don't think I have got one of them. Got Macy in the house, Devils United. Hi, Tony. Hi, Macy. Hope you're well. How you doing? Hope people are laying off as well. Paul says, if you don't have LinkedIn, you just create a profile as soon as you can. Yeah, I will do, mate. Yeah, I'll have a look after the show. Yeah. People talking to each other. Chris says, hi, Chris. He says, Japanese penalties were very poor. They must have been disappointed with that. Yeah, well, if there were poor penalties, then they don't expect to go through then if you're going to have poor penalties. We've had it with England, so we know exactly what it's like. Paul says, I'll be back in the chat. I'm just sharing Tony to LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and Instagram. should boost chat. Cheers for that, Paul. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. Superb effort, mate. Superb effort. So yeah, guys. I mean, so we now know we've got one more quarter-final berth to go for tomorrow, and but after that, we then get down to the business of the last 8, and it's starting to shape up now. This World Cup, isn't it? You know, it's starting to shape up. I mean, tomorrow we've got Morocco, Spain, 3:00. Then we got Portugal, Switzerland, 7:00. Now, Morocco, Spain, it's not going to be an easy game in any eyes, because I watched how Morocco played against Belgium, and they were fantastic against. Yes, we know the Belgian team's quite old. They've got a lot of over 30s in there, but they still had to go out there and beat Belgium. And to beat Belgium the way they did Morocco, sent a statement out, and then to go and win that group. Everybody thought they probably wouldn't get out of that group. Everybody had probably Belgium and Croatia to go through out of that group. But for Morocco to be group winners just shows the effort they've done to get there. And on the other hand, you've got Spain. Spain, 7 goals against Costa Rica first game. Then after that, they weren't really free scoring, were they? So they drew 1-1 with Germany. Then they met Japan and got beat 2-1. Now, people are having conspiracy theories. Did Spain throw that game? Not really sure if they did or not. If they did, then they played very risky, because had Costa Rica beat Germany, then Spain would have been out. So if that's the way it was, then it was a very risky game. But I'd hope they weren't playing that way. Could we see an upset tomorrow? Yes. I could see Morocco beating Spain, if I'm honest. If Spain aren't on it tomorrow, and Morocco are, the likes of Hakim Ziyech could rip them to bits. And if they're playing Unai Simon in goal, then yeah, he's another one that could be. He's another one that could stop Spain going through the next rounds as well. So let's see what happens with that one. Paul says, also I'm 5 minutes down on the show, so we'll come out and refresh. Tony, I'll give you a mention of my vids. Lovely, Paul. Thank you very much, mate. Cheers. Thank you. But yeah, so it'll be an interesting game tomorrow. A scoreline for me, I'm going to say 2-1 Morocco. I'm going to go for a shock. Depends how Spain play, but I'm going to go for a shock. And then the evening game is Portugal-Switzerland. Portugal 1-2, lost 1. They got beat off Korea. Switzerland, they haven't done too bad. I mean, yeah, they lost to Brazil. But other than that, I mean, they got out of the group. And they got out of the group as well. Second place, face of Portugal side. Who's going to win that one? I would love to see Switzerland overturn Portugal, and there's quite a possibility that they could do. I mean, at one point, Switzerland were going out the World Cup, then they were back in, then they got that win against Serbia, which has helped them out massively. How do I see this game going? I'm going to say it's going to be a draw, and I'm going to say Switzerland on penalties. There you go. I've put my neck there. Switzerland on penalties and Morocco 2-1 against Spain. What's your thoughts about tomorrow's games? Morocco, Spain, Portugal, Switzerland. Get your comments in the chat there. Let me know what you think, guys. I mean, it's shaping up for an interesting 2 matches tomorrow, and then that's the quarterfinals will then be fully lined up. So if we look ahead to the weekend now, at the moment, this is the quarterfinals for the time being. So on Friday, At 3 o'clock, we have Croatia versus Brazil and Netherlands versus Argentina on 7 p.m. game. So that's your lineup on Friday. So when you think Brazil played Friday, played again today, and then they're playing again Friday. So they're not getting a huge break. And then on Saturday, we know who's playing Saturday. It will either be Morocco, Spain versus Portugal or Switzerland at 3 o'clock. And the big one at 7 p.m, England versus France. And I will be doing a preview show for that one and a warm-up show as well. So keep your eye out for that one as well. I mean, it's like I say, it just shapes up to be a great World Cup, doesn't it? So we shall see. We shall see what happens. Also, in other news, FIFA are going to present, give some sanctions to Kylian Mbappe for his refusal to do an interview after the game in the group stage. So what sanctions are they going to give him? I haven't got a clue what it is. Could he be banned for Saturday? That would be controversial if he was, wouldn't it? I'm sure France wouldn't be happy. But I don't know what sanctions they can give him, or is it just going to be a huge fine? Who knows? But I'm sure, let's hope, whatever it is, I mean, to be honest, if he got a ban for Saturday, do you know what? That'd be fantastic. Whether he gets a ban or not, I don't know. He may do. And if he does, then they'll have to take it on the chin, France. But we can beat France on Saturday. And as Declan Rice said today, last night, people are going on about France. He says, what about England? We're a good team. We're playing well. Exactly. We're top scorers in the World Cup, by the way. We were last night anyway. Not sure if Brazil's took that mantle away from us now, but we were the top scorers last night on 12 goals. So the way you look at it is, we've got some good attacking players. If we play the same team against France, but I think against France, I would rather take Walker out of that team and get Trippier back in, because I think Trippier would be better against France than Walker. Their defence ain't great. When balls were going in from Poland, like long balls and that, they couldn't cope. Their defence was all over the place. So stop Mbappe. That's all you got to do. You just got to mark him out the game. Don't give him the freedom. Don't give him the space. Close it all down and we should be fine. I like coffee. Hi, Tony and all. Hi, I like coffee. Hope you're well, mate. Nice to see you on board. But yeah, I mean, like I say, shaping up for the quarterfinals now. Let's get the semi-finals. When we get the semi-finals, we could be playing, either like Morocco, Spain, or so or Portugal even. I mean, it's just shaping up to be a great. It's just shaping up to be a great tournament. This isn't it. And do you know what I'd love more? And I'm not saying we're going to do, but do you know what I really, really love? I really love England to go all the way, win the World Cup, just to ram it down Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, just ram it down his throat that we've won the World Cup, because that guy doesn't like us. I mean, I think it's over the Swan Love armband and everything. And I would just love us to go and win the World Cup, just to ram it down his throat and say, look, we've won it. There you go. Because I'd love to see his reaction when he's having to hand the medals out, because I bet he doesn't want to do it. But because he has to do it and he has to shake hands, I bet it'll kill him to do that. I mean, what's your thoughts, guys? I mean, I would just love it to happen. Whether it does or not, I do not know. Paul says, hi, Tony, got you on big screen. Just sent a pitch to Twitter. Thanks very much, Paul. Thank you. Good support, me. Thank you. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm going to go off the World Cup and come to some local news. Well, news in the UK, and I mean Billy Trey, who everybody knows in the chat as well. I mean, he's on Toon Review, which is another fantastic channel, by the way. And this is obviously local to Billy, so he probably gets to hear a lot more than what we do. But anyway, today, mate, Ashley, the new owner, our old owner, and the new owner of the Coventry City Football Ground, well, the arena, has decided to send eviction notice for Coventry City that they have to vacate. Now, I just think that's totally wrong, because how can you chuck a team out of a stadium that they've got a contract to until 2031? Now, apparently, according to his Fraser's group, that they were assured that when they took over, those contracts were void. Well, I'm sorry, how's that? Because I would have thought it's like if you go and buy a house and they've got tenants in. So say you buy a house off somebody and they've been renting it out and they've got sitting tenants in. They've got, say, 3 or 4 months left on their contract. By law, you're not allowed to throw them out because they were there before you bought the house and they have a contract, and that contract is binding. So how can Ashley buy a stadium and then say they have to leave and say because when he bought the stadium, those contracts aren't binding no more? I just don't get that one. So I hope Coventry look into this, and I hope they really take him to task on this, and I hope it gets overturned, because that guy is an utter disgrace. And I hope now people see why we were so pleased when he left our club, because the guy is just, he's a leech, he's a parasite. That's exactly what he is. He's probably wants to shut them out, and he probably wants to demolish the ground and sell it for housing. It wouldn't surprise me. Look what he done to behind St James's Park on Strawberry Place when he sold that land for £3 million. That's to be office blocks. That's what the guy's like. He's all money, money, money. Anything that's to do with money, and he's there. Absolute disgrace he is. Chris says Brazil have 7, England have 12. So there we are. Yeah, so we're still the top scorers in the World Cup. So that just shows you how well we're playing. I mean, France think we've got a weak link somewhere, but do you know what? Yeah, France have got a weak link. Their defence is weak. So is Lloris as well. He's dodgy. We proved how dodgy Lloris is, because when we played against Spurs and won 2-1, look when he come out for that ball, but Wilson, then he tried to go down as if he got a foul. And fair play to the referee to carry on and say, no, carry on playing. Because it's about time goalkeepers started learning that they can't just drop to the ground and automatically get a free kick every single time they do it. LA Coffee says it's good to have World Cup stadiums that can be dismantled or permanent ones. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if there was a way of us extending our ground, if we had to knock the St James's down again and rebuild it from scratch, then I'm all for getting one of these permanent stadiums. One of these temporary stadiums that are built with containers from from Qatar, and have them shipped over here. Now, I know the land at the arena is going to be sold for housing, which is a shame, because if it wasn't, you could have built one on there just temporarily, and while St James's was being built, so then you'd have a temporary stadium, then get St James's knocked down, rebuilt, and then you move back to St James, and then you could sell that stadium on to somebody else and dismantle it. So I think it's a great idea. Plus, it means that if them stadiums don't get used, they're not just going to stand there and go to rack and ruin. I mean, if you look at Brazil, when they had the Olympics, I think it was back in 2016, them stadiums were just left. They're not even used, and they're actually falling to bits. They're in a state, and they've got fencing up around them and saying, crumbling and everything. It's just, I just don't get it. But I like the idea of Qatar having temporary stadiums like that, because it means they can be taken down and then having to worry about them being there, even though I'm not happy where the World Cup is. Stadium 974 will be dismantled and no longer be used at the World Cup. Right, okay, so they're dismantling that now, are they? Right, okay. Yeah, because with the quarterfinals, they don't have to have 4 stadiums now, do they? Because you've got 2 and 2 games, 2 games one day and 2 games another day. You could use just 2 stadiums if you wanted. So yeah, but no, I think it's been a great idea, and it's a one I hope comes out a lot more as well. I mean, the guys. I mean, we've all seen that Newcastle have now landed in. Well, yesterday they went to Saudi Arabia, and absolutely fantastic that the lads are there now, and hope they're enjoying their warm weather training. And I should imagine they're probably being able to watch the World Cup as well, so they're probably enjoying watching that as we speak. I mean, the only thing I feel sorry for is I feel sorry for Bruno, because really Bruno's not getting a look in this Brazil side, is he? But you know what? I actually don't mind him not playing as much, because it means when he comes back, he'll be fit, and it means he won't. There's no chance of him getting injured. So, for one, I'm not worried that he's not playing a lot. What I don't understand is why some Brazil fans are questioning his place in the squad. I mean, this guy's brilliant. Don't they watch him? Don't they watch what he play, how he plays for us, and how he played for Leon? I mean, you know, we get called, well, the way we were about Steve Bruce and the way we were about Mike Ashley, we were being called fickle. What about these Brazilian fans asking why Bruno's in the team? They're fickle. I'm sorry, but Bruno is a better player than they're actually giving him credit for. And how Fred is ahead of Bruno is beyond me. Absolutely beyond me. Because, sorry, he's just not good enough, Fred. And Bruno didn't even get off the bench tonight, did he? So, but who knows? We'll see what happens anyway as time goes on. But the two have been training today in Riyadh, so that's absolutely brilliant as well. And also, there's been a fixture change as well. So the home game on Saturday, the 4th of February, against West Ham United, is now a 5:30 p.m. kickoff on Sky Sports. So the West Ham game has been changed from a 3 o'clock to a 5:30 kickoff, to be screened live on Sky Sports on the 4th of February. Absolutely brilliant. And also on the 18th of February, on what would have been Sir Bobby's 90th birthday and the day before my birthday, we play Liverpool, and again, that is a 5:30 p.m. kickoff. And then also the game against Brighton on Saturday, the 25th of February, is a 12:30 p.m. kickoff. So we've had quite a few fixture changes there, and even the away game at Bournemouth is going to be shown on Sky as well. So there we go. And the Brighton one is on BT Sport. I mean, to me, I don't like these changes. I wanted to go to the Liverpool game, if I'm honest. But I look at that and I think 5:30. Will I get a train back? I'm not so sure. That's the thing. And it's just, I just don't like the way they keep chopping and changing these. It's not fair on us fans, but at least they've given us advance, which is absolutely brilliant. Ali Coffee, Ronaldo's apparently annoyed the Portugal manager now. I'm not sure. I've not seen anything, but what's he done? Let me know in the comments, please. I like coffee. Andrew says, what a cracking. Welcome, Andrew. Archer says, what a cracking win for England. Now England, France, I believe Mr. Sinclair will be on the touchline chatting hello dames to the French word for hello ladies with his England blow up. Do you know what? He probably would do, wouldn't he? I mean, yeah. Gosh, we know what John's like. Yeah. Yes, he is. He's a bit of a ladies' man as our John, but no, he's a good lad. But yeah, nothing to fear against the French, that's for sure. Rowley, I'm really pleased Liverpool game's still on the 18th of Feb. It's 2 days after my birthday. I have tickets in the hotel booked already. Was dreading it was going to be moved to the Monday. Yeah, because you booked yours through the partner at Newcastle sportsbreak.com. If nobody's checked that out, um, they give you accommodation and tickets to the game as well. So go and check out sportsbreak.com. It's quite an interesting one. But yeah, guys, I mean, the World Cup's starting to dwindle a bit more now, isn't it? So, we've got the last of the second round tomorrow, and Friday and Saturday, the two lots of quarterfinals. So once they've finished, we then get the semi-finals. I mean, it just like I say, it just dwindles and dwindles down. So I mean, after that, so then you got Tuesday the 13th of December will be the semi-finals. So let's go back to the quarterfinals. So quarterfinal 1 and quarterfinal 2, that's Croatia, Brazil, and Netherlands, Argentina. So we could technically have a Brazil-Argentina semi-final. That would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? And that is a 7 p.m. kickoff on the Tuesday. And then Wednesday, the 14th of December, should we beat France, then we would be up against one of the other teams. So, yeah, we could potentially play Spain, we could play Portugal, we could play Morocco. I mean, who knows? We could play any of those teams. So, or even Switzerland, So Switzerland's still in with a shout. But yeah, we'll know tomorrow what the last quarterfinal lineup is, and we play the winner of that. And that again is a 7 p.m. kickoff. So after the weekend, it just dwindles down, and then the 17th of December, the 3 p.m. kickoff on the Saturday, and the third place playoff match of the two losing semi-finalists. And then 3 p.m. on Sunday, the 18th of December, it is the World Cup final. And then just after the World Cup final, we play Bournemouth. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to see that it's going down now, and it's nice to see that the World Cup is coming towards drawn towards an end. There's only a couple of weeks left of it, and it'll be nice to get back to Premier League action. I mean, I'm not all for this Winter World Cup, and hope we never see one ever again. I like coffee. Manjo's not happy to Ronaldo's reaction of being substituting the loss first to Korea and could be dropped for the Switzerland game. Yeah, well, Ronaldo thinks he's got an ego, and this is what I'm saying. I'm glad he got it wrong, and I hope he is dropped because it'll serve him right. Sefton Mag, Sefton's in the house. Hi, Tony and chat. I got my predicted score wrong, and Brazil won. Yeah, you did, yeah. Yeah, because you went for South Korea, didn't you? LA Coffee. Ronaldo then had a verbal altercation with a South Korean player, which the manager was not happy about. Yeah. I think Ronaldo just thinks he has too much to say. I really do hope Switzerland beat them tomorrow, by the way, and send them packing. Leslie says, sooner Ronaldo show is over, the better. Yeah, let's hope that's tomorrow then, Leslie. And Archer says, England lineup against France has to be Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Rice, Jude, Henderson, Foden, Kane, and Saka. So you'd keep the same lineup as Senegal. Yeah, I mean, yeah, good enough lineup. I mean, there is a doubt. Somebody was saying, I've heard that there's rumours that Stones might not be fit for the game. let's hope he is, because I mean, I think Stones and Maguire have been absolutely great in this World Cup. They haven't been too bad at all. I mean, yeah, you could see the first game Maguire did sort of switch off for that goal, but there again, it was a cracking goal. Nobody was going to get anywhere near it with it. So yeah, let's just see. Let's see what happens. And Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr have made an offer for Ronaldo as well. So if you've seen that one in the news, number of clubs expressed interest in him, but Al Nassr's offer is the biggest at about 200 million euros a year. I mean, why does this guy need so much money still? Do you know, he should be hanging up his boots, really, in my eyes, but it's Ronaldo after all, isn't it? And yeah, the guy's just needs to bloody go. But yeah, I mean, like even Shearer said, let everybody be fearful of England, you know, and yeah. I mean, Jude Bellingham's going to run that midfield on Saturday night, without a shadow of a doubt. Andrew says, if England win, we play Spain or Portugal. The other semi-final has got to be Holland, Brazil or Argentina. Yeah, so the other final, I mean, the other semi could be potentially a Brazil-Argentina semi-final, and that'll be one hell of a semi-final. I mean, yeah, we could play Spain or Portugal, but don't discount Morocco or Switzerland as well. I mean, Morocco have played fantastic. They could beat Spain tomorrow quite easily. So, yeah, it's all shaping up to be a cracking World Cup now. And this is where you get to the business end of things. And no games are easy now. And if we beat France, then we should be confident of getting to that final. If we get that final, then who knows? Morocco could give Spain one hell of a game, says Chris. Yep, exactly what I said, Chris. I think they're playing terrific football, Morocco, and Spain could struggle against Morocco tomorrow with their pace. And as I say, Hakam Ziyech is on fire at the minute, and it looks really, really good in this World Cup. But yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if we get past France, then let's hope this time we make the semi-final count and we get to the final. And who knows? It's a one-off game, the final. We've learned from the Euro final. But just remember, guys, France got to the Euro final and lost in 2016. But they then went on to the World Cup in 2018 and won it. We got the Euro final, 2020 Euro final. We lost that. We've come to the World Cup. If we win that, we're carrying on that trajectory that France done as well. So just a little omen, just to throw into the works there as well. I'll just pop this on. If you like what you see, then please hit the like button, as it makes the channel more visible in the search. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, as it helps the channel grow and it's free to do. Finally, hit the bell button. That will notify you when I'm live or put a pre-recorded video on and any upcoming shows. Thank you very much. Yeah, so thank you guys. Yeah, hitting those likes really helps send it up the search settings and people find it more easier. And on subscribers, I mean, it's going well. I'm at 160 now. I'm only 40 away from getting to 200, which is an amazing achievement. But everybody who subscribed so far, I want to just say thank you very much to each and every one of you. It really does help my channel grow. Thank you so much, guys, indeed, and girls. If Stones is out, will it be Eric? It will be Eric Dyer, says Archer. Yeah, quite possibly, yeah. But let's hope Stones is fit. Let's hope it's nothing to worry about and you'll be fit and firing on Saturday night. Let's hope so anyway. And I mean, the Raheem Sterling, story, him going home, and people didn't realise at the time, but absolutely disgusting that armed people have broken into his house. Obviously, they knew he was away, but to break into his house when his fiancée and children are there, who are 5 and 3. I mean, absolutely disgusting. They must have been absolutely terrified. I hope they get caught because there's no need for it. And I wouldn't blame Sterling if he didn't come back to the World Cup because, to be honest with you, he might not want to leave. He might not want to leave his family behind and come over back to Qatar. I know they're taking it on a day-to-day basis, but if he just turned around to Southgate and said, "Look, I'm staying back in England, I mean, come back," then I don't think anything would be said. If we did go on and win the World Cup, I'm sure they would give him a medal because, because they know what the situation is, why he's gone home. And possibly the same with Ben White as well. So, yeah, guys, I mean, absolutely terrible what happened and absolutely disgraceful. And I just hope the scumbags get caught because nobody should have their home intruded by people who aren't invited. Chris says apparently Sterling's family were not in the house at the time of the burglary. Right, okay. Well, that was a report they were there, so they weren't there. Yeah, but still, I think the fact that somebody's been in your house that you didn't invite in there, it's just not good at all, is it? And it's just absolutely bad and awful. So, guys, we're coming to the end of this show, but I've been asked. Ches in the chat asked me as well, and he said, "Look, when the World Cup's over, I hope you still continue to do these evening roundup shows, like when the Premier League comes back, because everybody's getting used to this now." So I've had a thought and I'm going to do it. I'm going to try and do a Premier League roundup show on an evening as well. So see how that goes, and if that continues to be the same and people keep coming on, then I'll keep bringing that one out as well. But I'm not sure what show I've got tomorrow apart from my roundup as well. So, but then I'm back Wednesday with John Sinclair for the Dynamic Duo as well, and that'll be on Wednesday evening about 7 p.m. Like I say, Friday there'll be a preview show, and then Saturday I'll have a warm-up show ahead of the England-France game as well. Ches says, "Thanks for remembering, Tony." Yeah, mate, no problem at all. Got a good memory, me. I can remember things. But so before we wrap up, guys, if you like what you see, hit the like button. Really does send the channel up the search settings and helps the channel more visible and people can find it more easily. Also, if you're new at the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so and it helps the channel grow. And also the bell notification tells you when I'm on live or I've got a pre-recorded video on or any upcoming shows as well. But yeah, 160 subscribers, 40 away from 200. See if I can try and make 200 before Christmas. That would be a massive achievement, considering I've only been going a short while. So yeah, absolutely, guy. I'm trying to bring you as much different content as I possibly can. And I'll be glad once the Premier League's back, because once the Premier League's back, we'll have more to talk about, more football-wise, because I can't really bring too much Newcastle news because we don't really have a lot going on at the moment with the World Cup, but roll on the Premier League and the January window, and it's all shaping up to be a great end to the great rest of the season after the World Cup, isn't it? So, yeah, thanks for remembering, Tony says. And Sefton Mag, brilliant idea, night all. Thanks, Sefton. See you later, mate. Thanks for coming on yesterday as well. Great show, Tony. Thanks, Chris. Thanks so much. Chris, I read that his family were home. I hope you're right, but then nobody was home. I hope. How did the robbers know they were around? Yeah, not sure. I think there'll be different things will come out and about it as well. Ches says, "Good show as always, Tony." Thanks, Ches. Thanks very much. And Roddy says, "Good show as well, Tony. Great show." Yeah, thanks, guys. I mean, yeah, it's been another great day at the World Cup. We haven't seen any major shocks in this one. so far. But, we could see Spain knocked out tomorrow. Let's hope. But anyway, for now, guys, I will be back tomorrow with the Roundup Show again as usual at 9:30. So keep your eye open for that one. But until then, enjoy the rest of your evening, and it's adios from me.